Greetings and salutations, test takers. This is Dean Tenney coming to you from my studio here in fabulous Las Vegas. And Brian Lee, the test geek, coming to you from his lair here in Las Vegas. We do this live stream every Tuesday. Let us know what series exam you're taking, where you're joining us from. And we do have some things we'd like to let you know. So we're going to try and help you as much as we can with any questions on any FINRA or NASA exam. But it's helpful if you, before your question, put SIEQ or 7Q or 24Q. And then that way we don't eat up time saying, oh, are you taking this exam or that exam? Just backstage before we started, Brian and I were talking about not a lot of differences, but 65 and 66 are different in terms of like economics or investments. And that informs us before we start trying to answer the question. It's not a big deal if you forget, but that would be helpful. If you're new with us, this is your first time joining us for Tuesday, we always start with some brief debrief and debrief. So debrief is from victorious test takers, and then brief is what you can or will or will not expect to see in terms of probability. So I'd like to start with that debrief, but you don't have to take my word for it or Brian's word for the debrief. We a lot of times have victorious test takers who join us. And we always appreciate them being here for morale, good morale boost, but also to confirm things that Brian and I will tell you to worry about or not worry about. So, what we mean is sometimes the brief and debrief is about what is on the test, and sometimes even more importantly, what's not on the test, particularly test prep vendors being what they are. I'm just getting ready to drop another video, and I'm going to cover something I feel bad saying. I'm only covering this as a test prep vendor thing, not because it's something that's on the actual exam. Most of that video will be, what's on the exam. All right, so let's start with debrief, series 24. If you're a general securities principal, you should pay attention when you're studying for anything that has any foreign kind of connection. They love testing you on foreign things. So you should be prepared to know that Reg S is an offshore transaction. So we're doing this with institutional investors offshore. And then you should know bringing it back onshore, back into the U.S. is either going to be 40 days, 6 months, or 12 months. It's going to be 40 days for debt, 6 months for a reporting company. That means somebody filing 10Qs and 10Ks with the SEC, and it'll be 12 months for a non-reporting company. So that's from the 24. I'd also known about a non-registered foreign finder. A non-registered foreign finder is somebody who can give us referrals to institutional investors overseas. Non-registered, meaning, they don't have to take a test. They typically have a U4 and then they can't conduct business in the US. And you should definitely know 144A allows qualified institutional buyers of securities to buy unregistered foreign, there's the keyword, foreign and domestic securities. 65, 66 debrief. I had somebody who said they thought it should have been legislative risk, but that wasn't offered to them in the answer set. I always use the dividend exclusion was 70%. Now it's 50%. That's legislative risk because, legislative risk, Congress, what Congress giveth, Congress can taketh away. Based on the remaining answers, I would have gone with regulatory risk because that would be the risk an agency of the government like EPA or, Department of Treasury or IRS does something to you and not Congress. So that's what I would have picked given the answer set she encountered. This is a different test taker, but they took a Sharpe ratio as an answer. I don't know why people do this, Brian. Don't pick something you don't know what it is. So, they're good at distractors, wrong answers. And they told me they weren't sure which was a liquidity formula, and they picked the Sharpe ratio. Now, Sharpe ratio could have been the right answer. It's certainly not in this example. And then they said in the answer set, they were asked about working capital or current ratio. Current ratio would be the better answer to a formula. Working capital is just a basic arithmetic kind of a thing. So it comes up a lot on 65, 66. So make sure you got a good handle on current assets and that you know that inventory is less inventory is quick assets. Make sure you got those liquidity ratios down for both those exams. Okay, so January. Wow, what a January. Hard to believe it's already over. And I just want to share some of the things that we have going on in our February calendar. So I'm offering for the first time a basic option class. It's 90 minutes. It's $45. It's on February 15th at 5:30 p.m. You can record it. You can go into the booking area. I pinned a comment with the link, deantenneytutoringsetmar.com. Now, Brian teases me about this, that I think of myself as a semi-retired stockbroker. So I will rephrase that. I have enough money working for me that I don't need to work for money. I'm blessed. So this is a trial run, and I'm going to see if you guys like it or don't like it. If so, then I'll continue on with these kind of little workshop session things. I put 4 on the calendar: basic options, and then I have advanced options, and I got a muni bond, and then we got margin. So you can check that out. We got premieres this month. Pretty exciting. Now, the best practice tests we have on our channel are Brian's. The Test Geek practice finals are the best correlation to the actual exam. Unfortunately, Brian doesn't have Series 57. Kaplan doesn't do 57, but Nopman does. And so I reached out to Nopman. If you're a Nopman student, tell them you're a user of the Guru channel, Dean Tenney's YouTube channel. They gave me permission to explicate their 57 practice tests. So that'll be premiering Thursday. If you're 24 or you just want to, hang out, I'll be running a live Q&A chat. I don't think it would hurt anybody to watch that. And if you're 24 or 10, it might actually be helpful to watch it. The Thursday after that, I have another video premiering. What is the percentage and how many days? Oh, that minutia. And the Thursday following that, we have technical analysis, which will be premiering. So lots of premieres coming. Brian and I have been talking about doing a pilot for a podcast. So you'll be looking for that. Where, again, it's a beta. The channel has evolved. As I said, thank you so much. Nothing but attitude of gratitude for helping us evolve our channel and our collaborations and working together. And we're going to probably do a pilot and put it on YouTube first, see what the feedback is, and then decide whether we want to continue to move forward with that. So be looking for that. The channel is a buffet. Take what you like, leave what you don't. So what you do is find your series playlist. Once you find your series playlist, I have it in suggested watch order for you. But again, you can do whatever you'd like in terms of watching things. Always check the community page. There's polls there. That's how we decide what to offer, what to take away, what to add to the channel. So always participate. I appreciate your participation in the polls. And sometimes I put practice questions there. All of our Reddit communities have just celebrated their 2-year anniversary. The first was our R Series 7 Reddit. And so check us out over there. We're out there more often than I'm on the YouTube channel. Okay, discount codes for paid supplements. The best free supplement you have is the YouTube channel. But in terms of paid supplements, there's nothing better than the Kaplan Q Bank and the Test Geek. With my Guru 10 discount code, at Kaplan, you get all Kaplan's products and services with a 10% discount. And Brian, the Test Geek himself, allows our viewers to get a 20% discount with the Guru 20. I can't recommend enough, particularly even if you just want his practice exam for $20. It's a great deal for, I think it's about 20. All in, about 100. And that includes all the videos, all the other things. Now, if you're again new joining us at the end of our call, we do a drawing for a 30-minute coaching call. Tonight's drawing will be for a 30-minute coaching call, Thursday, February 9th, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Whatever you want to do with your coaching call, that's fine with me. I call it a coaching call just to distinguish it from tutoring, because tutoring I charge and it's a minimum of an hour. So I don't want people getting confused about what's tutoring and what's free. So anyways, it's recorded and shared with other people. There's 3 of those videos now in the coaching call playlist. If you've already passed your test and you don't want to use it, you can assign it to someone else. You can share it. If you want to have somebody else join you on the call, that's fine. Marcel won last week. You have to claim it by email within 1 hour of the drawing. So I don't want to have contingent liabilities with people. So if you win with 1 hour, you say, hey, Dean, I'm claiming my prize, and I send you your Zoom invite. Okay, so let's get started on questions. Divine Goth, thank you so much for your participation. If you're interested, I'm going to invite you to be a moderator on 24. You've been so helpful there, and I appreciate that. So, yeah, as soon as your study materials arrive, yeah, give yourself a chance, Divine Goth, to refresh and, reset. So you've worked hard. So, oh, it looks like I skipped a bunch of people. Oh, man, sorry about that, Divine Goth. Well, you can tell who my favorites are, Erica and Divine Goth. Our first question we have, Brian, is about stock plus options. Do you want to use your whiteboard, Brian, to show us a covered call or protective put? Let me get Brian his space. This came in before early bird. This is an early bird. So remember, you can't be looking at a long call or here it's going to be a short call. He's going to show us a covered call. You got to remember that the stock dominates. So as a test taker, the minute you see the stock, you got to say, okay, I'm long the stock. So I'm bullish. That's what's dominating that position. So you can't let the tail wag the dog. So then this person agrees to sell at 55, stock they just bought at 3. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention. Choice A is going to offer you as a break even 52. And if this was just a short call, the break even indeed would be 58, strike price plus premium. But here you got to remember that it's the stock that dominates, right? So you paid 52 for the stock, you brought in 3 points for the option. So your break even is going to be 49. Am I looking at your board correctly, Brian?
Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Those are typically the answer choices for the break even. One of them will always be the strike price plus premium. And I get emails about this all the time. How I thought calls were strike price plus premium. I said, but you don't have just a call. You have
stock dominates. As a test taker, the first thing I would do is read a question and say, do I have a stock position, long or short? Because if so, the analysis is going to be different. So that's what we mean by that. As you can see, Brian has an answer there available. If you think it's a put and you're subtracting, that's available too, right? So now in terms of max gain, you don't participate past the strike, right? So you're going to have to sell the stock at 55. So you get 3 points of price appreciation, 3 points for the option. So max gain is 6. The max loss is when it goes to 0, 49. And that's a covered call. Now, if this was a protective put, can we show them a protective put, Brian, as well?
Yeah.
Now, Brian, I would like your thing on this. We're not going to show you. I think, who was this that asked us? Jackie. I'm not going to get in the weeds, and I don't think Brian wants to get to the weeds in terms of tax consequences. People really get in the weeds on this. And so for the most part, your cost basis follows your break even, except in that covered call. So your cost basis is the 52. And then this put, if you buy right out of the gate, the cost basis is again the break even. So I'll leave it to you to get into the minutia on the taxes. I don't think it's a big deal. But here again, you're going to be offered 48. And if that was just a put, that would be correct. But the stock dominates. So we're out 52 for the stock. We're out 2 points for the protection. So the break even is 54. I don't have to sell the stock if I don't want to. So I still have unlimited gain. And then I think of options being about floors and ceilings. This is insurance. And my insurance kicks in at 50. So I can sell the stock at 50 anytime I'd like. And so my max loss is 4 points. So hard to do this, Jackie, in this kind of an environment, but we do our best. And there's a couple examples for you. And, at the end of the call, if you want, I'll hang out and get a whiteboard and work some more with you if you'd like. Okay, let's see. Kelson is testing. I'm trying to get caught up here. Yeah, sometimes you go into slay the dragon gets you, but you know what it looks like now. So Annette, and I think Annette was joining us. So welcome, Annette. I think this is her first time joining us. Erica, one of my all-time favorites. Mata, Fleming Island, Florida. Woo. Minnesota.
It snowed in Las Vegas yesterday.
Yeah. The people in Minnesota are so nice. I mean, I think it's kind of, almost too nice. Like when I get a rental car, I almost always wreck because everybody's yielding to everybody else. Nobody wants to, to go. So, fabulous Las Vegas. That's where we're at. Yeah, we have a 9-10 playlist, and we do tutoring as well. So we can help you with your 9, your 10, your 24. Lots of resources for you. Is there an 8-week maturity? I don't even know if that's a testable item. Do you know anything about that, Brian? I don't know.
8-week maturities.
I don't know, and I don't think I don't think it's on the test. What you need to know about T-bills? It's the risk-free rate of return. They're issued at a discount. Now, by the way, when I say that, Oscar, Brian and I are only trying to tell you what's on the actual exam. We're not test prep vendors. We're not trying to sell you stuff. We're not trying to torment you. We're just trying to help you pass your exam. So on your T-bills, you need to know it's a money market instrument. It's the best money market instrument because there's no credit risk. You need to know it is issued at a discount. Anything else you would add to that, Brian, about T-bills? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. The risk-free is a 65-66 concept, not Series 7. I don't know where.
People, listen, I think, Brian, I need to probably do like you, due diligence. I do a lot for free. So I've had like 4 requests for people today to make videos. Listen, there's plenty up there. The 66 playlist, there's a lot. I mean, there's like 40 videos in there. Now, if you have a subject area, I just dropped one this morning. I do honor special requests, but not just for a new video in the 66. What you need to tell me is, what do you find lacking in the playlist? Is there a particular subject area in there that you'd like me to make a video on, or would you like another practice test in there? So just, firm that up, and I'm more than happy to do that. Technical analysis video is a request. The percentage and how many days is a request. The 57 is a request. So we do honor lecture requests. But again, it goes into a rotation. And let me know if you do request a video when you're testing, so that I can know what the sense of urgency is. We didn't have anything out of the ordinary, Oscar, on Series 7. Same stuff we always knows there.
Yeah.
The springing power of attorney, Al, that's been coming up. I think we told you it's a springing power of attorney. Have you heard of this yet, Brian?
No.
It's been showing up on the 6 as well as the 66. And a springing power of attorney springs into action if I'm legally incapacitated. That has been coming up quite a bit. So this was on your 7. I think we went over this in one of the previous. By the way, I timestamp the replay so you can find this. So I'll just put 1640 Series 7 debrief. That springing attorney is showing up on quite a few exams. Parity, no surprise. It shows up all the time. Technical analysis, trends, I would know support, resistance, head and shoulders, lots of munis. I hear that all the time. Calculate the pop, given the NAV and the percentage sales charge, calculating the pop. Yeah. Calculate mutual sales charge percent. There you go. So good debrief, Al. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
I see you're joining us from LinkedIn. We broadcast to LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And I apologize, you LinkedIn people. Was it last week or the week before? The LinkedIn, for some reason, was not working on the comments. I got a report from LinkedIn and from my software provider that LinkedIn for somehow wasn't working with this comments. You have Test Geek exam prep. Well, that's all you need. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we'll let you know when we're going to do the podcast. Simplify, Jerome. All right. The victory 3-0 begins with 1-0. So you got that P. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, a super chat. Woohoo. Thank you, Gustavo. Just go to deantenneytutoring.setmore.com, Gustavo, and you'll see book class. And you just go to book class and you hit the button, and it's just like my tutoring. It'll say, you, Gustavo, once you pay the $45, you'll immediately get a receipt and a Zoom invite for that 90-minute class. I told you, Gustavo, kind of the beta. The following week, I'm going to do advanced options. What I'm trying to avoid, just so you guys are kind of my community and my beta, kind of to help me as the channel evolves. I don't want to turn the channel. I don't want to sell channel memberships. Doesn't speak to me. I don't want to start selling T-shirts and coffee cups and, stuff, merch on the channel, even though I've been told that's what you typically do at some point with your YouTube channel. So I'm trying to come up with a happy medium. But Gustavo, it doesn't speak to me to send you off to some special website where I'm going to, sell you some more stuff. So this is my way of seeing how I can try and figure out a way to do kind of a channel membership thing without putting it on the channel. So we'll see how it goes, but it's pretty easy to register. And if you have any problems, just let me know. But it's Dean Tenney Tutoring, setmore.com. Let me just put that up there for you. I thought I had made us a little banner for it. Maybe not. There we go. So that's how you can register for that class. That's February 15th. 90 minutes. You can record, and I'll be recording, but you can record as well. And you can play it over and over and over again if you like. Okay, back to comments. Can you show how to calculate yield maturity? You're not going to have to do that, Liam, but after our 6:30, I'll stick around and show you the Teeter Tooter. You need to know where the yield to maturity is in relationship to the other yields. And what you need to know, Liam, I'll tell you what, at 2002, I'm going to put my lecture, I'm going to timestamp it. I'm going to give you the Teeter Tooter lecture there, where I spend 20 minutes going over that with you. You need to know, Liam, for a bond at a discount of par, we're going to quote yield to maturity. And for a bond at a premium, we're going to quote yield to call. And you need to know that a bond at a premium, yield to call, is the lowest yield, or what we call yield to worst. So Brian, are you tempted to show a Teeter Tooter?
No, I was actually tempted to show what question might show up where they ask you, what is the yield to maturity?
Yeah.
And depending on whether it's a premium or discounted bond, it's got to be either greater or lesser than the current yield.
No, durable power of attorney, Jackie, is something you already have when somebody gets legally incapacitated. So a spring power of attorney isn't in force until there's an event that triggers it. So it's a little different. I don't think you'll see that on your 10, but it's showing up on other exams. Yeah, add your questions in that. Add your questions to the chat. Just put a Q and put it in the chat, and then I find them and we go over them. Hi, Dean. Which one of your resources do you recommend for reviewing debt? Well, all of them. I mean, I have, I have videos on debt securities, my Ford bond, not James Bond video. I have videos on muni bonds. So that's where I would do it. I'm thinking of Iowa. Oh, Iowa. Cool. I don't know if any of you guys are from Cambridge, but Cambridge, the research is in Lafayette, Iowa, I want to say. And oh my God, it's really like build and they will come. Their headquarters is in the middle of a cornfield. Very nice people as well. I haven't been able to find it here in Vegas, but they have in the Midwest, Brian, these things called Casey's General Stores. And they serve, it sounds like it's not good, but it's wonderful. It's called breakfast pizza. They have breakfast pizza. It's like got scrambled eggs on it, and it's pretty good, Well, again, so ZRL or Zero in the live stream, it's kind of difficult to do, lectures or things that take a lot of time. But I would certainly know that you're typically funding a variable annuity. Again, I will timestamp this 2224, and I will put a variable annuity lecture there for you, which is 30 minutes on this. But the big thing to know is that you're funding a variable annuity with after-tax money you've already paid taxes on. It's going to grow tax deferred, and that represents your cost base is what you put into it. And then at the end, when you annuitize, you can either, take a lump sum or you can turn it into income streams. Are you doing some work there, Brian? Should I give you your board? All right. So here's Brian's going to let me give him some space here to do his board work.
Just repeating exactly what Dean said, that was your original contribution, was after tax. So that's your cost basis. You're only taxed on the earnings. This, of course, is a non-qualified annuity, right?
Yep.
So contributions are after tax, represent your cost basis. You're only taxed on the earnings. Once you take them out, post 59.5. And of course, what we all have to know is they're always taxed as ordinary income.
And then I would also know that the difference is there's, the 403B, 501C, you're using pre-tax money. And they will ask you who qualifies for that.
Tax sheltered
annuity. Yeah. So make sure you know that. So Erica's question is the class that I'm going to be doing on February 15th, it's a class. There's multiple people. It's not going to be a group tutoring session. We're not going to be doing questions together. It's going to be a lecture. We're going to go through, the description is there, but I'm going to go through all the basic options: long call, short call, long put, short put, max gain, max loss, break even, suitability. I'm going to do covered calls. I'm going to do protected puts. I'm going to talk about effectively hedging a short position. So that is a class. It is a 90-minute basic option class. Like when someone dies. No, it's mainly when they get hurt. So let's say I have a springing power of attorney with my mom. My mom's up there, and I have a springing power of attorney. It's not in force right now, but if my mom's in an accident today, goes to the hospital, now my springs into action, I have her power of attorney. So that's what that's about. It is different. Brian's last week. I don't know where Zelda is. Zelda is one of our loyal viewers and participants here in our live stream. And just so you know, Brian is not like Dean in terms of giving away free videos. He has lots of excellent videos, but they're behind his paywall at Teachable. So when you sign up for Brian's paid supplement, you actually get on video entire courses on the series you're taking. So he does have some videos up there. Excellent. I always tell the story. I had somebody struggling in 24 on closeouts. Brian has a free video on his YouTube channel. I sent it to her. My goodness. I mean, literally, I felt like he was an evangelist and he had saved her soul. I did an altar call or something. So he has some free stuff. It's all excellent, but most of Brian's stuff is behind a paywall, and it's organized. So the advantage is I have 300 and something videos. And so, you have to decide what you like. Brian actually is more like a class where you start on day one in video format and you go through your exam. So
I oftentimes tell people it's the next best thing to a live class.
There you go. But this, Erica, will be a 90-minute live class on Zoom. I think I just answered that or tried to. Yeah, no. Jerome, I don't know who told you need to give me making 90s. That's ridiculous.
Take the test tomorrow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think, Erica, I answered that question for you. I'm going to try, Erica, if it goes according to plan. I don't know what plan is. I told you I'm making this up as I go, as I have the entire YouTube channel and the live streams and all this kind of stuff. But if it goes according to plan, Erica, what I'm going to do is then it would be a sequence. And I'm going to try and figure out how to give you like a frequent flyer thing. Like maybe I give you for people who are alumnus, get free repeats, or once a week we have a call just for them. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. So Oscar says he'll buy a mug. There you go. Like I say, you'll buy a mug too. I don't know. Like I say, it just, who knows? I may change my mind someday and sell tchotchkes or, coffee cups. Like I say, this doesn't speak to me at this point. Variable annuity cost basis, employer made all the contributions. Now it's gone. It was probably a fixed annuity, but how this is answered, it was series 10. Just posted a question. Well, I didn't see the question here.
It was on series 10. Huh.
Yeah, wow. Variable annuity cost basis. So if if the employee made all the contributions to it, then it sounds like it's the TSA version, tax sheltered annuity.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. So that means I don't know what the question was. I don't know how to answer because you didn't tell us what is the question. What's the cost base? It's zero. Everything coming out is taxable. So if the question was, what is the cost base on a variable annuity where the contributions were made by the employer? It's a zero.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's not heavily tested at all, Kelson. If those are what you have there, though, I love, Kelson, what you do have. Those are called the classical margin equation long and the classical margin equation short. Are you testing when you're testing, Kelson? I don't want you to do anything with it if you're testing tomorrow. But I'll post a lecture. It looks like Brian is, boy, he's motivated to do his board work today.
I told you, I feel 10 times better than I did last week.
All right. So let me give him his board. Now, what I would tell you, Kelson, is 3 or 4 max questions. They're very straightforward. And I don't know when you're testing, but Erica, Gustavo, I told you I have a margin lecture there that I will be doing as well. So the 4 lecture classes I'll be doing are basic options, advanced options, munis, and margin. But yeah, there you go. So Brian's giving you the classical margin equation. Maybe, what do you think, Brian? Might have to do a mark to market?
Yeah, there might be an SMA or buying power question.
Yeah, you definitely need Kelson, 25% minimum maintenance long, 30% minimum maintenance short. I have a video called Don't Overdose on Margin. I will link it in the replay for you, Kelson, but please, it depends on how long you have to test time. So I didn't catch in the chat. I think you said tomorrow. And tomorrow, then you should not do any margin stuff. Anything else you want to add to that, Brian?
No, nothing.
Nope. Kelson, the only reason I'm doing a margin lecture is because a lot of people have past perfect and they just kill them in the margin, even though it's not on the test. So I feel bad that I'm offering a lecture on margin that I don't think is necessary to pass the test, but I know a lot of people are freaked out about it. Oh, Kelly, who's your instructor? Tell him Dean said hi. I just got off a call with the 65 classes. Yeah, exactly, Kelly. I think editorial decisions are tough. I would tell you, Kelly, that Brian and I think that both of us help you with those editorial decisions because every test prep vendor, oh my goodness, They spend some time on things that could hurt you. What I mean by that is take time away from you where you should stay on the broad avenues and highways. I told you past perfect's guilty of that. I think they're the most guilty of that. But even
We're
Kaplan's
all guilty of it to some degree.
Well, yeah, and Kaplan and STC, all of them. So it's just not, Kaplan. Why it's higher when it's a discount? Because Liam, very testable. There's an inverse relationship between interest rates and bond prices. So when interest rates go higher, bond prices go lower. What's that, Brian?
It has to do with math.
Yeah, that's right. So, Liam, I joke. Again, I will link. I think you asked me to link this earlier, but we have an entire lecture on that, and you might want to watch the economics lecture I have available for you. But if I'm sitting right now on a bond that pays me, let's say 6%, and bonds of similar credit quality and yield to maturity, length to maturity, pay 10%, my bond is worth less, right? So that's why it's going to be at a discount. Right. If I have a bond that pays 6, brand new bonds pay 8, mine is not going to be worth as much. If I have a bond that pays 6 and brand new bonds pay 4, then it's more valuable. It's kind of like, a mortgage. P.S. though, Liam, you need to get that. That relationship is very, very testable. Brian, you get to what you're showing on the board there?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Move on.
So there you go. So our successful test taker is telling you that that's what she was scoring, and she did well. She's running the table, man. She's, moving on to 66, past her 24. So, she's running the table. Well, I don't have a testing range, Cynthia, but if you're passing past perfect, you're certainly going to pass the SIE. I can't imagine you would not be passing the SIE if you're passing past perfect. Well, it's a pass-through. It doesn't pay dividends, but the dividends from the stocks of the unit investment trust or the interest payments in the unit trust get passed through to the trust holders. So, they're going to have that income. So I wouldn't say it pays dividend. It passes through interest and dividends is the way I would think of that. The thing to know about UITs for Series 7 is the assets are professionally selected but passively managed. And they don't have a lot of liquidity. So low probability, but low probability means I wouldn't be surprised you didn't see anything on a UIT. But if you see it, that's what you're going to get asked. I'll leave Divine Goth, Jerome, to answer your question. There's Zelda. Woo! Well, Zelda, where is your sense of priorities? I forget you're not Zelda. You're Zelda's biggest fan. So anyway, Zelda's biggest fan. Where's your priorities? Joining us on the live stream or studying for your 66? I'm joking. By the way, I know you guys don't know me well personality-wise, and since I've started the social media, it's just been fascinating to me that I have haters who don't really know who I am and what my personality really is like. And I can tell you, I do tease unmercifully past the time when it's not funny anymore, and I still think it's funny. So, Erica, I owe you an apology because last week when we were doing the drawing, I got that giveaway tool, Erica, because I was like you and wanting to win something so bad, and I kept seeing my name go by, and then oh man, I'm out of it. So, anyways, I apologize, Erica. And tonight when we do our drawing, whoever does win, Erica is going to win a coaching call as well because I felt really bad after I hung up. I thought that was pretty funny, but then I thought, maybe that wasn't so funny, teasing my friend Erica about not winning the drawing. Again, a lot of Kelson questions that people are asking are beyond the scope of a live stream. If you want, I'll hang out after the live stream with a whiteboard, and I'd be more than happy to go over this stuff with you. But Kelson, those are memory aid devices for break evens and spreads. So you're either going to have a put spread, in which case to get the break even, you're going to subtract the net premium from the higher strike, or it's going to be a call spread, in which case you're going to add the net premium to the lower strike. Kelson, test-taking trick. The break even's got to be somewhere between the floor and the ceiling, between the strikes. So that's what that is. It's just a memory aid device to remind you of how to calculate break evens and a spread. So Kelson, I'm going to link a lecture to you, but there's 8 things you got to know about a spread on the test. You've got to be able to identify a spread. You've got to be able to determine debit or credit, exercise or expire, widen or narrow, max gain, max loss, break even, bullish or bearish. I call that don't hate the 8. Don't hate the 8. And if you do that in a menu driven way, you have my guarantee that whatever they want to know, you're going to have the answer. So I will explain that. We end the call with the drawing at 6:30. For those of you who I've said it doesn't lend itself well to this live stream, I will stay on with a whiteboard and do anything you'd like to do. Live trading from New Orleans. Marcel, I'll see you Thursday, 5 p.m. for your coaching call you won last week. I love New Orleans. I can't wait to get back to New Orleans. Oh, I miss it so much. I always warn my friends, Marcel, if we in Vegas don't take care of people, they're going to get on those planes and start going to New Orleans. Say, hey, I was somebody was visiting me yesterday, and I said, now I just want you to be aware of something. We have these things called resort fees. So everything you're going to want to do is going to be an upsell. You want a coffee machine, you want to use the pool, you want to use the jacuzzi, Yeah, 90. I don't even think it's got to be 90, Gustavo. I'm a lot more lenient. I think 70s, if you know why you're getting things right and wrong, I think you're in good shape. So, well, yeah, mutual funds, annuities, and customer accounts. So, well, let's see. Let me add to that. So, mutual funds, variable annuities, customer accounts, retail communication. So, if you did a good job on your SIE, it'll pay huge dividends on the 6. In the 6 playlist, we have Brian's practice final. We have a Kaplan practice final as well. So, and I also put in there a tutoring replay. Somebody paid for 2 hours of mutual fund tutoring, and it's the same as it would be for your 6. And I put that into the playlist for the 6 as well. So make sure you watch that. There you go. Remember, check out the chat because a lot of people are chatting back and forth. That's perfectly fine. I don't think I made a video on calculations because there's not enough to make support a video. Current yield, NAV pop calculations. I don't think it's worthy of a video personally. Do you find? Do you think? If you tell me, let me put it this way: if you tell me you missed the mark on the 6 because of calculations, I'm going to say I don't believe it. You had some bigger problem somewhere. Well, without disclosure, we can't make recommendations. I think I could still make recommendations if I had enough other than that. But it is a red flag. I mean, I can't make Al, the client, tell me about his, outside investments because he could say, Dean, it's none of your damn business. Now, Al, if I have enough information on you without that, I can still proceed. But, the question where I can't proceed is when the client says, Dean, it's not your damn business. I have to have enough to fulfill my KYC obligation, which is my know my customer rule, right? Without knowing something about the customer. So, Al, let's say it's Bill Gates and he doesn't tell me his outside business activities. I'm going to put in suitability, richest man in the world, or maybe 4th richest man in the world. And I'm going to open the account, and I'm going to buy him some mini bonds. So, yeah, I just got said hi to Mark Kelly. And I told him, I think Kelly, in social media on our Reddits, it's anonymous. The chat disappears on the live stream after we're done with the live stream. But I think it might have been you, Kelly. And I told him that I sent somebody his way who's taking a 65, but I told him to register for Mark 66. I literally had a discussion with him about 10 minutes before we started this call. So if that was you, Kelly, you'll know that Mark is expecting you. And if not, I agree with you. Mark is a great guy. Take 8 times each. Wow. Well, now we know why she's passing, right? I'm laughing, but I can tell. I don't know if Brian can tell, but I can tell people who are executing a study plan that is dedicated, disciplined, and organized, and that really takes a lot of it. But all were over 100, and none seemed correct. I was stumped. Well, again, if it's in the normal course of business, the gift or gratuity rule does not apply. So it's not, if I'm in attendance with you and it's a business golfing outing or a due diligence dinner or something, then it doesn't count. Again, Annette, just get the QID, send it to me. I think the 10 and the 24, the hardest part of that is a lot of the questions are judgment questions. Now, you did send me one that was recognition, and you certainly got to get recognition questions right, because on the 10 and the 24, there's a lot of judgment questions.
That client golf dinner gift question's been around forever.
Yeah. So none seem correct. Again, send us the question so we can see what you're looking at. Can you add the link for Series 7 videos? Yeah, 4012. There's 6 different playlists, but I'll give you a link to the playlist. The first playlist. They're labeled playlist 1 of 6, 2 of 6, that kind of stuff. Do you want to, Oscar? Are you asking for my Series 7 videos or Brian's supplement videos as well? Yeah, I'll put a Test Geek link there too. I'll put a Test Geek link.
I think he's got mine.
What's that?
I think he already has mine.
Okay. I also brought Brian's. Okay, cool. There you go. So you have that already. I don't know, just legalese. If you're to go Monday, what's this, Tuesday? Do lots of practice questions. Brian, you got any advice for 63?
Know your persons, broker, dealer, agent, IA, IAR, and administrator's jurisdiction and power.
RC, I just posted a video today on NASAA's policy on unethical business practices. And it's a 10-minute video, and we just go through scenarios for a broker dealer and an investment advisor. And then I ask you to tell me ethical or unethical. And you might want to check that out. In fact, I'll link it there, 4129. I'll link this video. I just made it today. I don't know if it was you, RC. Somebody was asking about that, and I made a little video. So that just came out today, and I'll link it there on ethical behavior. Don't lie, cheat, or steal is basically what it's about. Yeah, you need to draw your Teeter Tooter for sure. There's Seesaw, and I'm linking to the Seesaw at 2002 for the replay. No, it's not intentional. You should definitely know the break evens on hedges. So that's not intentional. The vast majority of questions, Louis, on Series 7 on options are the basic options, and then the covered call. So those 5 are the vast majority of questions. But you're held accountable for, here we go, good. Whoop. You're held accountable for 9 option strategies. Long call, short call, long put, short put. There's 4. Covered call, protective put, don't be a dumb bear. What I mean by that is how to effectively hedge a short stock position, straddles, and spreads. So those are the 9 you're held accountable for. You should know break evens on all of them. I don't, so that's a coincidence. How do you access Brian's material? Well, let me just help Brian out here. You want to give him your email or your banner? There you go.
Yeah, that link is for the videos, the all-in videos plus the PDFs. Yep.
Okay, and then
that's where you need to go.
Okay, and then if you don't want to go all in, this is Brian's email address. And is that how they get
PDFs only?
PDFs only. So if you just want the PDFs, send them an email. And if you want, the full Monty,
video,
go video.
Go video.
Go video. Let's see. Divine Goth is so helpful. Yeah, go take the test. Indeed. Buy mug. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll put up a poll. Should we start selling merch off the YouTube channel? Listen, a lot of things I don't think people are going to like. They like. So, like, I don't like making laundry list videos. Like somebody asked,
can
you
that
just
means you have to maintain inventory in your office.
No, they'll do that for you. They'll do that for you, Brian. You can outsource that. Yeah, they can outsource it.
Okay, all right.
But I'm just thinking me as a viewer. I don't like. Listen, I have YouTube channels I love, and so there's a couple things I don't do just because I try and treat you the way I would want to be treated as a YouTube viewer. So I don't ask you to like or subscribe or smash the like button every time Brian goes to his whiteboard or, hey, give Brian a like. It's just not my style, so to speak. And so I get it. There are people, I told you, I'm kind of blessed financially. I get people are trying to monetize their channels and do it, but I just don't like visually going to the channel and seeing all the coffee cups and t-shirts and the hoodies and, so, but hey, like I say, videos I didn't think were going to be popular, I do them anyways, and they become very popular. So.
You're the one I saw on the strip last weekend with the hoodie on. Huh?
There you go. There you go. There you go. So. Yeah, the gift or gratuity rule doesn't apply to normal deductible business activities. Open end is just common stock. The way we test you on that, Kelson, is one class of equity. And you're correct. Closed end funds can issue preferred stock and they can issue bonds. We're not asking what they can own. We're asking what they can issue. That is a testable distinction. So there's lots of test questions listed on your SIE, your 6, your 7, your 65, your 66. It is huge to be able to distinguish between open-end and closed-end funds. Yes, and at 4533, Kelson, I know you're tired of hearing this. I'm going to link to a video that's all about that, 20 minutes on the differences between these two. It's also in the tutoring replay that I posted. I didn't post a thumbnail in that tutoring replay, Kelson, on mutual funds. If you go to the homepage, you'll find tutoring replays. And that first part I tutored her on starts with that thing. And I left it there because I just thought it was better than a thumbnail because it is what you need. It's the most testable slide, I think, that's probably on the channel anywhere. The word is podcast. Thanks, Zelda. I think I might make it podcast, but I might do something a little different tonight because I told you I'm in a funky mood tonight. Open-end mutual fund. Yep. Remember, the open-end funds are continually offering new shares to the public. So not only do they have to comply with the Investment Company Act of 1940, they're also going to have to comply with 33. Well, yeah, Erica, don't start expecting me to stick around for the Laker game is queuing up. And don't tell me if you know what's going on with LeBron. He's at the Mecca tonight. And, at some point I want to, light up my stogie and pour myself a scotch and see what LeBron is doing in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's Ken's thing. I don't like to talk about dead wives and nagging. I just, I come from an HR perspective where certain things are out of bounds. But yeah, that's Ken's memory aid. I used, Jackie, just do it like Mountain Dew, DEW, or when you're wide like Dean, you need to exercise.
That's what I use. Not Dean, I use Debbie.
In some cultures, this is a sign of wealth and prosperity. Unfortunately, not ours. There's lots of them. Credit is 6 letters. Expire is 6 letters. So there's a lot of that. I have an entire video on that, 4735, and I will post that there about this idea of widen and narrow. Hardest part to get, you don't need to get it because it's a recognition question. All right. Marcel, you're doing a class in Vegas? That's wonderful. Well, look me up. Look me up. I'd love to hook up with you. And, I'm not a stalker, Marcel. So, you don't want to hook up, but I'm talking about too. So the other thing I think I put on the polling, I'm thinking about offering a couple live classes in Las Vegas, either in conjunction with my collaboration with Kaplan. Kaplan and I do combination Kaplan Guru classes or without the collaboration of Kaplan. So I'm thinking about, I don't know, once a quarter, maybe we're doing a live class. Maybe we can get Brian come join us as like a guest lecturer or something. Anything about 70 Oscar is good. Test Geek PDF. Well, he asked Meta in the Test Geek PDF for his 65. There is a practice exam there. So it's not online.
But nothing
PDF.
Online. Yeah.
There's nothing online.
Yeah, it's PDF.
So, if you haven't already done it, Matt, I always tell people who have Brian's Test Geek PDFs that they might want to consider putting it away until like 2 days before the exam to get that last mark based on Brian's practice exam because of that correlation. So you kind of know where you're at. So, if you've already been through it, it's okay. But, if people have like other Q banks and stuff and they have Brian, they say, hey, I just bought Brian's stuff. I say, well, maybe you want to consider putting his exam somewhere. And the other thing I tell them to do, Matt, with Brian's exam is the night before or morning of or both, just read Brian's questions and write answers and his rationales, because a lot of it, that gets your brain going. And there's a couple that, are pretty, spot on, So I highly recommend that.
I like the class notes or quick notes as a
nice
good review,
little refresher. So
good summary. Yeah.
Oh, Jesse, well, thanks for joining us. We're here every Tuesday, 5:30 Las Vegas time. So, if you need a morale boost, this is the place to come. Somebody to buck you up, watch Brian do his thing on the whiteboard. Vanguard, crew member. All right, Flo. So, Flo, I got to tell you a story about a corporate trainer at Vanguard. His name I'll keep his name private, but I think I'm one of the few that still has a Vanguard class with 100% pass rate. We had 40 people in a 7 class. I got them all through. Anyways, Brian, it's 110 degrees.
Yeah.
It's a weekend. And I show up in some very nice shorts and some Birkenstocks. And he says, Dean, we have a dress code here at Vanguard. And, I just can't have corporate trainers on the campus that, are wearing Birkenstocks and shorts. And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm actually not a crew member. I'm a independent contractor. And, so anyways, boy, he was a Army guy. I was a Marine guy, and we were just clashing. I said, listen, these crew members didn't join the Army. You got to lighten up and let us work because he's on us every day. And I said,
I've done those Vanguard classes. And
yeah.
and
I said, let us do our work. So anyways, good news that we made up as the class kept doing well on their practice scores. But I've spent many a day at Vanguard. The 3 campuses, Flo, the free campuses, the one that's the nicest is North Carolina. Those people are so nice. So they took my Vanguard badge for a while, Flo. I had a Vanguard ID badge because I was there so often. So I could just badge in and badge out and stuff. And then I don't know what happened. I guess I wasn't on campus long enough and it deactivated. And to get a Vanguard ID badge is almost as bad as filling out a U4. I mean, it's incredibly difficult. I get it. But they couldn't understand why I was so upset about the badge. I was like, don't take my badge. Call somebody. Reactivate it. Anyways, I got to North Carolina and she was so sweet. She met me at the door with a new badge. She said, Dean, I heard about what happened in Scottsdale. So here's your badge. Thank you so much. I, again, have a video I just made on balance sheets. I think it's overboard on the balance sheet to know. I'll link it at 5151.
Methods of inventory valuation.
So there's LIFO and there's FIFO. I don't think you're going to see this, but I will answer your question. You definitely need to know balance sheet equation, assets minus liabilities equals equity. You definitely got to know working capital, current ratio, asset test ratio, debt to total cap. Got to know that. Now, LIFO means the last items I bought are the first items I'm selling. So think about it. That's typically going to have a higher cost and I'll have a lower margin. First in, first out means the first items I bought are the first items I'm selling. And I typically have a lower cost base. That means my margin would be higher. I haven't had anybody on any debrief on any exam tell me they've had to know the difference between LIFO and FIFO on inventory valuation. That is most certainly a test prep vendor issue, not an actual exam issue. That being said, what I just told you about a balance sheet and the lecture I'm going to link to is testable. It's about 30, 40 minutes. So again, some of these things don't lend themselves to a live stream. But that being said, make sure you know the classical balance sheet equation, current assets, current liabilities, the effect of declaring a dividend, paying a dividend. Again, that even would be low probably. Dividend payout ratio, earnings per share, book value per share. Now, can you calculate that stuff? Because we have a research department that does that, but you have a general understanding. So I will link that. Yeah, I don't like it. Like I say, it's a buffet. Take what you like, leave what you want. Yeah, well, Erica, that's what I like about you. You're very good at persevering and moving on. I know when you did your SIE, that's exactly what you were doing. So you got to be resilient, got to keep working. And, you just got to inch by inch. As I always say, options are a cinch, yard by yard, our options are hard. So you just got to keep working. If you want to join me, Erica, who knows? Maybe it'll just be you and I. If you want to, you can sign up for the advanced options. That's 90 minutes. And if you're the only one who signs up, it'll be you and I for 90 minutes doing advanced options. That's the 22nd. I put all these in on Wednesday at 5:30. So, or I told you, Erica, I'm going to give you a coaching call. I don't think you want to burn up 30 minutes on advanced option strategies, but I told you will win a coaching call tonight. So if you wanted to, we can do it in your coaching call. There is not a digital version of Brian's that I know of, unless he's holding out on me. Is there a digital version of your practice questions, Brian?
No. They're all downloadable PDFs.
Don't want to get ahead of myself. I have to pass Thursday. Does Brian offer 66? He offers, yeah. All the stuff is great. So he has a paid supplement for 7 and 66. I highly recommend it.
IE Series 6, 63.
Well, maybe I should sell some merch. Not, you know, Brian, look, maybe I'm in the wrong business.
There you go.
Oh, there he goes. Well, maybe I'll put it up there and see what happens. You know, my mom is retired. I take care of mom. She lives with me here, and every time this comes up, she goes, "Don't do that." You know, so he's not a big fan either. Of course, she wasn't a big fan of putting like classes up there either. She said, you know, she didn't want to do that. A mug, there you go. Yeah, a trade through is very testable. TRACE is the trade reporting and compliance engine. It's for debt securities. You should know it's dual side reporting. That's definitely 1024 stuff. And I just told you what they're going to ask. Dual side reporting, 15 minutes for debt securities. A trade through a net is also very testable. It's a trade that takes place outside, don't you love this word? Outside the inside market. So if the highest bid is 15 and the lowest ask is 16, I do a trade at $14.99. That's a trade through. If the lowest ask is 15 and I sell it at $15.01, that's a trade through. That may or may not be a problem depending on the context again. Are we talking about, you know, listed security or the counter security? But, you know, you need to be able to justify a trade through.
I think Annette just got 3 questions on the test.
There you go. There you go. That's 1024 stuff.
Yep.
As we said, Annette, on your 10 and 24, you know, Brian and I are just telling you, you've got to be able to perform on recognition questions because that's not judgment. That's just something that you simply know or you don't. Can you, for afterwards? Yeah, Jackie, can you just I'm not going to do that on a whiteboard, but can you send that to me as a email, Jackie? And then if you want, we can Zoom tomorrow on it, or I can make a video explication for you. Are you, Jackie, doing Series 7? QID, let me write it down.
Yeah, Series 7 Kaplan. Yeah.
123-1283062. So, Jackie, here's my email. I just wrote that down, so you don't need to send me an email, but I will explicate that question for you in video, and I'll post it on the channel for you. I'll post it on the channel either tonight or first thing in the morning. Let me give you my email. So if you want, you can send me the email, and, you know, but I will definitely take care of that for you. Oh, let's see. Okay, we're almost done with our tonight thing. Let's see what else we got. Boy, we got lots of stuff here, Brian.
Yeah. Wow.
No, you don't need to understand futures for SIE or 7. You do for 2 or 3 questions on 65, 66. Hometown, Akron, Ohio. I love it. I hear he actually built a whole school for everybody. We both offer tutoring sessions. So Brian is $90. How do you book that? Through your email, Brian?
Through my email, yeah. Okay,
so let me put that up for you. If you want Brian's tutoring, there you go. If you want tutoring from me, Brian is $90 an hour. I'm a little more expensive. I'm $225 an hour. So Brian is, I keep thinking there's an arbitrage opportunity. I'm going to start billing Brian out at like $150 and keep $60. Right? There you go. And I only do tutoring through my booking page. So you don't need to send me an email to, you know, tutor. I won't respond to it. I'm just going to send you this link. So if you want tutoring or you want to book one of the classes we've been talking about, Dean Tinney tutoring.setmore.com. You can certainly form a syndicate to buy the tutoring. I have people share that all the time. And you can, instead of book tutoring, you can book class and you can book one of those sessions I've been talking about. All right. Looks like we're coming up on our last thing. Is that I wrote that down. I'll take care of that. Yeah, I got 100 questions there for you. There's also 40, I think 44 that Brian's got there that he allowed us to use. So there's a whole options playlist with, man, there's probably 200 option questions. I think I just showed you my email. Let me do it again. So my email is, boom. Tell me you're from the live stream so I can distinguish. If I don't respond to your email, just, you know, send me another one, because with 1,400,000 views and 12,000 subscribers, I apologize, but I pride myself in responding to emails, but things do fall through the cracks every now and again. So
yeah, I've got the same issue. Yeah.
Yeah. So What are the tax implications? Stock splits. You have a no tax consequence. You just have a lower cost basis. So you have more shares at a lower price, more shares at a lower price.
Notice on her comment says that the cost basis stays the same.
Well, in total, it's the same, not per share. Right? If I buy 100 shares at 50, Kelson, my cost base is 5,000. It will still be 5,000. But if there's a 10% stock split, now I have 110 shares, cost base 5,000 divided, it's 45.45. Kelson, a trick. Sometimes you don't even have to do the math. You can just shop your answer set, looking for one that's more shares at a lower price. And a lot of times it'll only be one.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, do watch that tonight, Kelson. That's contributing a lot of test taking victories. It's got like 30,000 views. Check out the comments. My God, it's crazy. It's crazy. Don't tell me the Lakers score. Oh, I haven't seen LeBron lose it that bad. And for those who are not basketball fans, the refs missed a really bad call that cost the LeBron the basket and therefore the game. And it was bad. It was so bad the referees actually sent an apology. I bet if you're Brian likes to gamble, I bet Brian, I bet there's some gamblers out there that are really upset.
Classic bad beat.
Okay, so are we ready? I think we're ready. I'll stick around, but I think it's time to end this thing. So here we go. Let me get my shared screen going here. Time for our drawing. To share screen. And boom. Okay, so can you guys see the screen?
There you go.
So the word tonight for the entry into the drawing is Erica. And I told you, whoever wins, Erica, you're a winner already. So don't put your name in there, Erica, because, then you win twice. So you're going to win anyway. So you just send me an email, Erica, and you will be the winner. Then there'll be another winner besides Erica, and that will be with the drawing. So 8 entries. Any more entries? Nine entries.
Whoops.
$13 anymore? 14. Going once. Oh, there's 15. Okay, here we go.
Drum roll, please. And the winner is...
No way.
No
way, Marcel.
Vegas.
The fix is in. I really can't fix it. I told you that guy has good energy. You should go buy a lottery ticket, Marcel. So just let me you don't need to send me an email, Marcel, but just let me know if you want to combine you won last week. So you now have an hour. If you want to do a solid hour, we can do that, or we can break it up however you'd like. Erica as well, send me an email and we'll schedule your Zoom, your coaching call as well. So crazy. What a crazy world. Okay, so Brian, thank you so much. I'm going to stick around. Is there anybody who wants me to stick around before I end it? If not, I'll end it, and you can send me an email, and I'm more than happy to, do something on the beginning, and maybe we can do a whiteboard or meet early next Tuesday or something. Anybody got anything they want me to stick around for? Okay, well, if not, I'll put all the links. It looks like we got a lot of links coming up in the replay. We've got all the links I promised will be posted either this evening or tomorrow morning, where I told you I'm going to post a 2002 a Teeter Tooter lecture. I'll take care of that either tonight or tomorrow for you. As I always say, remember, inch by inch, your exam is a cinch. And as Brian says,
stay with what you know. You take the test. Don't let the darn thing take you.
There you go. All right, everybody. See you next Tuesday. Tell your friends. And hopefully I'll see you in that class. Go to if you want to register for that options class, go ahead and do that. You know where to find us. And Wishing you good luck. Bon chance, mes amis, for those of you who are testing tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.